So we've taken an enormous amount of sort of deliberate effort, working very closely with our auditing partners, taking a very sort of measured approach to like when we integrate new DeFi protocols into Sommelier vaults, thinking very closely about the security of those interactions. And as a result, we've had a very strong track record. Sommelier has been in production for more than a year. We've been managing a fairly substantial amount of user funds for like most of the last 6 or 7 months. No major security incidents, and we continue to just have this like very deliberate, secure by design approach. Also, the sort of use of this like sort of multi-chain architecture that we use, where we have both the Cosmos chain and contracts on Ethereum and other EVM chains. We're actually able to mitigate many security sort of potential security issues at the Cosmos chain level, and ensure that like malicious instructions aren't sent to those contracts. That would not be possible if we were just purely an Ethereum app. So our multi-chain architecture, our sort of very close relationship and like sort of long-term partnership with our auditor Macro, all of these things have contributed to a lot of security. Also just practically, I've been running various blockchain systems that I've been involved in and designed, have been like running in production for 4 years, never lost any user funds to a hack. There is some skill to sort of building these systems, and I've been doing it for a long time. I think like one of the more important things to get right is permissionless interoperability. So if the only way blockchains interoperate is centralized entities, whether like they're centralized bridges or protocols where you have to do a lot of business development with some foundation in order to interoperate, yes, we are introducing centralization vectors. But protocols like IBC have existed since 2021. These are protocols where all you have to do to integrate is interact with software, and interoperability is sort of natively part of the infrastructure. I think it is important as an industry that we build these permissions interop protocols to sort of maintain decentralization. I think 12 months is right. I think we have about 8 months left. I think September is going to be a really important month for Cosmos. We have native USDC launching. We have the liquid staking module, which I worked on for the last 2 years, which is going to enable people to instantaneously convert staked Atom into liquid staked Atom. It goes live in 3 days. We have DYDX, which is probably the most sophisticated app chain that has ever been built on Cosmos, and potentially brings $1 billion a day in trading volume to the ecosystem, and hundreds of millions of dollars of USDC into the ecosystem, launching in about a month. All of this stuff, this is like, I think it's important that the ecosystem understands, and that like the wider blockchain ecosystem understands that this is pretty much the opportunity. Cosmos has succeeded in the sense that like our vision has become adopted by like the blockchain industry at large. But for, the specifics of Comet BFT, Cosmos SDK, IBC to thrive, it really has to show that like all of these years of work actually have resulted in differentiated products and experiences. And we'll find out in probably it's really going to be the next 90 days that I think is going to really set the tone for whether or not Cosmos is a differentiated ecosystem. I think like one of the biggest things is that the most sophisticated apps in DeFi, things like Sommelier, things like DYDX, take advantage of the ability to customize a blockchain around a DeFi application. Dealing with things like governance, upgradability, security, MEV, etc., at an integrated chain level. And I think, so the benefits of cross-chain is building applications that like rival centralized platforms. So like Sommelier is designed to rival and exceed the capabilities of a centralized yield platform like the earn platforms that are on all the centralized exchanges. DYDX is designed to exceed the capabilities of the centralized perpetual exchanges, but do all of this in a decentralized setting. If we really want, like Cosmos is the platform where people are building things that sort of exceed the capabilities of centralized platforms and centralized exchanges. I think like one of the realities of DeFi is that DeFi has been really hard to use. And sort of the killer application of the last cycle was seed DeFi. It was deposit my funds on the centralized platform, they'll go out and use DeFi for me. Now, all of the seed DeFi protocols rugged and lost everyone's money, but Sommelier delivers that same user experience. The other advantage is of sort of building as a DeFi native protocol is these things are composable so that you can have lending protocols that can take Sommelier strategy assets as collateral, allowing people to leverage or get liquidity on their funds. There are likely to be perpetuals protocols that like trade the value and the yields of Sommelier assets. Sort of integratability and composability is like one of the superpowers that gets from being like a Web3 native protocol, but we're also delivering the sort of experience that like users clearly preferred, which is as a way of accessing DeFi, which is seed DeFi. People want to be able to deposit their money, know they're getting the best yield, not have to optimize their positions every day. I think that we are in a sort of never-ending, or like we have a long way to go in terms of the maturity of DeFi protocols. Decentralized exchanges, lending protocols, perpetuals protocols are getting stablecoins. They're all getting much more sophisticated over time. And that increased sophistication creates new opportunities for Sommelier strategists. So I expect that like the sort of accessible market for Sommelier is like sort of only increases as the DeFi ecosystem gets more mature.